Bella Thorne first stepped into the spotlight as CeCe Jones on Shake It Up, a vibrant, dance-driven Disney Channel show that aired from 2010 to 2013. She was bubbly, charming, and instantly became a role model for millions of young fans. This early fame catapulted her into the lives of many teenagers who grew up watching her on screen. But behind the scenes, the pressure of maintaining a squeaky clean image was immense. Bella often spoke about how Disney tried to shape her into someone she wasn't. Despite her success, she never quite felt free. She was grateful, but something inside her was yearning to break away and find her true voice. From a distance, Bella was a rising star. But inside, she was a young girl struggling to define herself beyond the limits of a network brand. And that internal conflict would one day drive her to make bold, controversial moves. Being famous at 13 sounds like a dream, but it wasn't always one for Bella. Paparazzi followed her everywhere, and she grew up faster than most kids her age. Every outfit, every tweet, every friendship became a headline. As Bella moved into her late teens, the criticism intensified. She was too edgy, too revealing, too different. But in truth, Bella was just evolving. She wanted to grow up, not as the perfect girl next door, but as herself. Raw, unfiltered, authentic. Yet the world wasn't ready. Every time she tried to show her real self, tabloids pounced. The media branded her a wild child. But in Bella's eyes, she was just waking up from a fantasy, and finally learning how to live her own life. Leaving Disney behind wasn't just a career move, it was a personal revolution. Bella dyed her hair bright red, started dressing boldly, and took on roles that clashed with her Disney past. The world was shocked. She starred in darker, more mature projects like The Babysitter, proving she could handle complex, gritty characters. For Bella, this was more than acting, it was her way of reclaiming her identity. She no longer wanted to be controlled by anyone else's expectations. And with each step away from her Disney roots, Bella felt freer. But not everyone supported her transformation. Critics accused her of ruining her image, but she wasn't trying to protect an image, she was trying to find herself. Bella's Instagram and Twitter began making headlines of their own. Unfiltered selfies, rants about Hollywood, and candid stories about her mental health shocked followers used to seeing her as a polished teen idol. But this was Bella's truth. She opened up about struggles with depression, anxiety, and even abuse. These weren't stunts, they were cries for understanding. In an industry that thrives on silence, Bella was breaking it. Many dismissed her as attention-seeking, but for those who listened, her voice was powerful. She was tired of pretending, and through social media she found a platform where she could finally be heard, without filters. In 2020, Bella Thorne made headlines once again, this time for joining OnlyFans. The decision sparked an internet firestorm. Overnight, she earned over $1 million in a single day, breaking platform records. Critics accused her of exploiting a space meant for sex workers. Supporters saw her as a disruptor challenging the stigma surrounding adult content. But to Bella, it was a business move and a statement. She wanted to take control of her body, her brand, and her narrative. She didn't join to shock, it was part of her evolution. But controversy followed closely, and Bella was forced into a new role, a woman caught between empowerment and backlash. While Bella's OnlyFans debut made waves, it also sparked unintended consequences. The platform changed policies overnight, affecting thousands of sex workers who relied on it for income. They blamed Bella for disrupting their livelihoods. She issued statements, apologized, and explained her intentions, but the damage was already done in the eyes of many. For the first time, Bella wasn't just facing criticism from tabloids, but from an entire community. The controversy was a learning curve. Bella realized that good intentions weren't always enough, and that wielding influence comes with responsibility. Bella was now an actress, entrepreneur, OnlyFans model, poet, and even director. But with each title came judgment. Was she confused, lost, or simply unafraid to evolve? The truth is, Bella never fit in a box. She embraced every version of herself, no matter how messy or misunderstood. Where others saw chaos, she saw freedom. It was this refusal to be one thing that made Bella so fascinating and polarizing. She was building a career on her own terms, and it wasn't about pleasing anyone anymore. Amid the chaos, Bella found clarity behind the camera. In 2019, she directed a short adult film called Her and Him for Pornhub's Visionaries Directors Club. The film won awards and challenged the narrative around female pleasure and art. Critics were stunned. Bella, a former Disney star, was now winning directing awards in adult cinema? It was unprecedented. But it showed the world a different side of her. Visionary, daring, and unafraid to touch taboo. This wasn't just rebellion. It was art. And Bella was showing the industry that she wasn't just here to be watched. She was here to tell stories. With the spotlight constantly shifting, Bella doubled down on her independence. She started Thorne Dynasty, her own jewelry and lifestyle brand. It was bold, edgy, and uniquely Bella. But this wasn't just another celebrity business. It was personal. Each piece told a story. Each campaign reflected her aesthetic, raw, powerful, and a little rebellious. The brand became an extension of her identity, a place where fans could see the world through Bella's lens. One ring, one photo, one message at a time. For years, Bella's body was used to sell a clean image. Her clothes, poses, and makeup were controlled by producers and publicists. But with time, she reclaimed all of it. Her bold photo shoots weren't just fashion, they were liberation. She wanted the world to see her scars, her curves, her power. She wasn't hiding anymore. And in doing so, she helped other young women feel seen. In Bella's rebellion, they found permission to love themselves as they were. Though Bella often smiled on social media, behind the scenes she battled mental health demons. She spoke candidly about being dyslexic, bullied, and surviving childhood abuse. These weren't attention grabs. They were survival stories. Bella used her platform to expose the pain many celebrities hide behind perfect photos and filtered lives. Her openness made her human. Fans no longer saw her as unreachable. They saw themselves in her, and that connection kept her relevant long after Disney. Fast forward to recent years, Bella started appearing on the front rows of Paris Fashion Week. No longer the outcast, she was being celebrated in the fashion world. Designers loved her boldness. Photographers chased her. And finally, the world saw what Bella had seen in herself all along. She wasn't broken, she was reinvented. Each appearance wasn't just a walk on a red carpet, it was a statement. She belonged. And she wasn't waiting for permission anymore. Bella's film choices matured alongside her. She began taking roles in indie projects, dramas, and thrillers that let her dig deeper emotionally. She wasn't chasing box office numbers. She was chasing stories that mattered to her, ones that challenged her as an artist. And with every role, she peeled back a new layer. Bella was no longer acting to impress. She was acting to express. Despite her growth, the public's opinion of Bella remains divided. Some admire her bravery while others still call her reckless. But Bella has learned to live with the noise. Her validation no longer comes from headlines, it comes from her work, her fans, and her own sense of truth. She doesn't need everyone to like her. She just needs to keep creating, evolving, and moving forward. Behind Bella's choices lies a complex family story. She lost her father in a motorcycle accident when she was just 9. That pain shaped much of her adolescence. Her mother helped manage her early career, and while they've had ups and downs, Bella often credits her family for her resilience. Their journey together is imperfect, but it's real. And that authenticity has bled into everything Bella does. Bella's love life has often been public, unpredictable, and deeply human. She's dated musicians, actors, influencers, and even explored polyamory, something that drew widespread attention and criticism. But Bella never claimed to follow traditional norms. For her, love is fluid. It's about trust, communication, and mutual respect. Whether misunderstood or celebrated, her openness about relationships has challenged the media's obsession with labeling and judging women for who they love. Through it all, Bella has remained transparent, never hiding her truth. She has shown her audience that real love, like real life, doesn't always follow a script. Not many know this, but Bella is a published author. Her poetry book, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, became an unexpected outlet for expressing her trauma, mental struggles, and reflections on fame. The book was raw, sometimes chaotic, sometimes beautiful, but always honest. Critics called it messy. Fans called it real. Bella didn't care about literary perfection. She cared about telling her story in her own language. In those pages, she wasn't a celebrity, she was a survivor. And for many young readers, her words resonated in ways no viral tweet or red carpet moment ever could. Beyond the cameras, Bella is a savvy entrepreneur. She's invested in tech startups, launched cannabis lines, and continued to build her brand beyond traditional Hollywood. This wasn't accidental. Bella had long understood the fleeting nature of fame. While others chased momentary clout, she was building a legacy, one rooted in ownership and creative control. By her mid-20s, she was not just an actress but a CEO. And that shift, from talent to power player, is one of the most overlooked but impressive parts of her story. For years, Bella felt underestimated. Directors hesitated. Producers questioned her. People thought she was all scandal, no skill. But she kept working. She kept improving. And eventually, the industry began to pay attention, not just to her name but to her craft. Her performances matured. Her vision sharpened. It wasn't overnight. It was brick by brick. Bella didn't wait for respect, she earned it. And when it finally came, it felt like more than just applause. It felt like justice. Bella never hid her battles, eating disorders, trauma, insecurity. In a world obsessed with perfection, she showed her imperfections like armor. She posted photos with acne, cried on camera, admitted when she messed up. It made her real in ways most celebrities never dare to be. And it made her loved by those who often felt unseen. Her scars became symbols, not of damage but of survival. And in owning them, she helped others own theirs. For Bella, femininity isn't about fitting in, it's about breaking out. She dressed how she wanted, posed how she felt, and never apologized for her body or beauty. She didn't conform to what a good girl should be. Instead, she challenged the idea that being sexy and being smart were mutually exclusive. Her body wasn't a battleground, it was a canvas. And through fashion, performance, and presence, she painted her story without shame. Bella is more than a tabloid fixture. She's a symbol of how misunderstood young women in the public eye can be. Like Britney. Like Lindsay. She grew up with cameras in her face and critics at her throat. And yet she never faded. Instead, she transformed. Her rebellion wasn't self-destruction, it was self-definition. And in defying the mold, she found her voice, her vision, and her truth. Bella has made mistakes. She said the wrong thing, made controversial choices, and hurt people unintentionally. But she's never pretended to be perfect. She apologized when she needed to. She grew when she had to. And she never blamed others for her growth. In a culture that cancels, Bella stayed, learning, evolving, staying present. That's not defiance. That's maturity. Actress, model, director, poet, businesswoman, advocate. Bella Thorne isn't one thing, she's many. And that's what makes her powerful. She defies categorization. She isn't just trying to survive Hollywood, she's reshaping it. In a world that wants women to choose, Bella chooses everything. And she wears each title with pride. There's something extraordinary about healing publicly. It's messy. It's brave. And Bella has done it with relentless honesty. Every tweet, every post, every appearance is part of her story, a diary in real time. And for fans who watched her from Shake It Up to now, the evolution is deeply personal. She grew up with us. And in Healing Aloud, she gave us permission to do the same. Few stars survive radical reinvention. Bella didn't just survive it, she thrived in it. She turned scandal into art, criticism into courage, and boundaries into breakthroughs. Her journey isn't linear, it's layered. And it proves that no matter where you start, you can always rewrite the ending. Bella speaks for the messy, the misunderstood, the misfits. She doesn't try to be everyone's favorite, just someone's lifeline. In her words, in her work, in her art, she speaks to a generation craving authenticity. She's not perfect. She's present. And in today's world, that's far more powerful. To know Bella is to look past the clickbait, past the gossip, past the chaos. She's not a scandal, she's a story. One still unfolding, full of grit, grace, and unexpected brilliance. And if you stop to really see her, you'll find a woman who turned fame into fuel and pain into power. Bella isn't chasing fame anymore. She's building something lasting. Through her work, her businesses, her direction, she's leaving a mark. She's showing young artists that you can be bold, be flawed, be unapologetically you, and still succeed. Her legacy isn't perfection. It's authenticity. And that's what makes it unforgettable. This isn't a comeback. It's a continuation. Bella Thorne's journey from child star to OnlyFans controversy to respected director is unlike any other. It's messy. It's raw. It's real. But most of all, it's inspiring. She didn't take the safe path. She took the one that was true. And in doing so, she taught us that reinvention isn't about erasing the past. It's about owning every chapter of your story and turning it into something powerful.